Hi guys, my name is Lucia and today I will be filming my makeup inventory. First of all, welcome back to my dorm room. It is the second semester of my sophomore year of college and I am still trying to figure out my schedule. I am taking 18 credits, which is the most you can take at my college, and it's a lot, so I'm just trying to figure everything out. But anyway, enough about that. Today I'm going to be talking about my makeup inventory. First, a little background on this. I actually used to film these videos a lot when I was going through my makeup addiction and first starting to purge my collection, and I was doing a lot of decluttering and a lot of project pans all the time. I would count my makeup inventory very often, and I didn't film all the times that I counted my makeup inventory, but I did count it every few months because the numbers would change drastically. The last time I did a makeup inventory was 11 months ago today, so it was almost a year ago, and so much has happened in the past year and a couple months for my channel. So at that time, my channel had just taken off. I had gained a lot more subscribers, but I hadn't yet in the mail received any PR at all, aside from maybe like 3 things from Octoly. So I knew that my collection was about to really grow and expand because I had a bunch of PR packages that were waiting to arrive to me. But I wanted to document the progress that I had made on my makeup collection before all that stuff came to show, like, look, I got my collection down a lot. And then after that, I received a lot of PR and I really enjoyed testing things out. And I don't receive as much PR as I did. It was kind of like this one swoop where all at once I was getting a ton of packages. When my channel first kind of took off with the subscriber count, my original plan for this video was to not compare from the numbers from before I was sent PR, because I thought they'll probably be really small numbers compared to now, and I just am at such a different time in my life in regards to my makeup collection. But when I was counting just now my makeup inventory, the numbers are not that different from right before I received all that PR. I have actually gotten my collection down, like, once I received that stuff, and now I also sometimes buy things for review purposes, but I have decluttered so much of the makeup that I don't absolutely love that it is almost down to where it was before that, and some of the categories are smaller, some are bigger. So I am going to compare the numbers, and I will link that video down below because in that video I compared those numbers to the previous time that I had done a makeup inventory. One last thing before I begin, I used to obsess over my numbers, and when I was trying to pare my collection down, say I wanted a new eyeshadow palette, I would be like, oh well, I can't buy a new eyeshadow palette because in my makeup inventory my numbers will go up. And I kind of had to learn that numbers don't matter, it's just what you use and what makes you happy. And I'm at a place now where I could probably own a bit less eyeshadow. I probably want to still pare that down, but it doesn't bother me the amount that I have. So for face primers, last time I had 2 and now I have 1, and I will be putting on the screen here all of the products that I am talking about. For eye primers, I had 1, now I have 1. Foundation, I had 1, now I have 1. I didn't own any tinted moisturizers before, and now I do own 1. For concealers, I owned 1 and now I own 2. I own a spot concealer for my face and an under eye corrector, where before I only owned an under eye corrector, and I really hope to now always have a corrector for my face because I don't wear really heavy foundation, and it's not even so much pimples. I do have a couple pimples on my face, but it's more redness, so I do like to have that extra coverage. For color correctors, I didn't have any and now I have 1. This isn't a staple of my collection. I don't think I would repurchase it afterwards, and I don't use it every day, but I do enjoy it, so I keep it in my collection. For face powders, I had 2 and now I have 1. I don't need to have more than 1 face powder. For under eye powders, I had 1 and now I have 2. I still own the same one I had 11 months ago, the Mercier powder, but I did for my birthday get the Kat Von D set from Sephora, and the reason I picked that one is because it came with this tiny little travel-sized face powder. For when I travel later in the year, I do plan to take this instead of having to either take a gigantic face powder, the Mercier one, which I wouldn't take, or not take any and have to buy something. I'm gonna just take that little one, and then when I run out of that in Paris, I can buy another one. For bronzer, I had 4, and now I am actually down to 2. I did a big makeup collection declutter right before this school year. I will link that down down below. I got rid of almost all of my bronzers, and I don't need to have a lot of bronzers. Bronzer is something that has never looked particularly good on me, and now that I have the Milk Chocolate Soleil, I only use that, and I do have the Chocolate Soleil for the summer. For blush, I had 3, and now I have 4. I believe Benefit Rockateur and Tarte Exposed are things that I had 11 months ago, and then the Milani blushes are new. I still don't have a very formed opinion on them because they're really spring-summer blushes, and I got them at the end of the summer, so I really haven't used them that much. I'm still not 100% sure I want to keep both of them, but I will use them more when it gets a little bit warmer and I'm wearing a little bit different makeup as I am right now, which is more cool-toned winter makeup. For highlighter, I had 8, and now I have 3. I am realizing I said I have 3, but I actually technically have 4 because at home, so not at college, but at my house, I left the Essence Pure Nude highlighter because it's too dark for me, and I wanted to see if I wanted to keep it for summer. So I'm just realizing now that I didn't include that in here, but it's also not something that's in my collection right now, so I think I'm just going to stick with the number 3. Oh, and that reminds me, something else that I did leave at home is the NYX foundation mixer. I don't have a category here for foundation mixers. That's the only one I have ever owned. I left it at home because it's a summer product, but I do have that too, and I think I will add that category to this. I don't remember having 8 highlighters. I don't remember what they were. It must have been that I had highlighters in palettes. By the way, I do have the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palettes, and I don't count the highlighters in there because I've never once used them as highlighters. I have no interest in using those as highlighters. I just use them as eyeshadow, so I don't count them in this category, but that's pretty cool that I've gotten it down to that. For glitter and glitter glue, I have 2 glitters and 1 glitter glue. For single shadows, I had 0 and now I have 2, and the way I count this is single shadows in their own pot, because I have a ton of single shadows in my Z palette, but I don't count those as single shadows. I just count that as one palette. But for my birthday from Ulta, they gave me 2 Ulta little single shadows, and I was going to take them out of the little magnetic pots that they came in, but I've really been enjoying them. This one nude one I use as a brow bone highlight basically every day. The pink one is really pretty. You can use a glitter glue under it and make it really intense, or you can tap it on your lids and it's a really, really sheer dust of pink glitter. So I have been enjoying those. I wouldn't go out and buy single shadows, but since I have received those, I enjoy them in the form that they came in, so I'm not planning on depotting them anytime soon. Eyeshadow palettes, I had 5 and now I have 8. This is where I thought I would have a ton more because when I was getting sent a lot of PR at once, I had 25 or 30 palettes all at once that I was testing out, and then as I reviewed them, and I just have done a lot of declutters in the past 11 months, I just recently did an eyeshadow declutter. I will link that down below. That's the category where I don't need 8 eyeshadow palettes. I enjoy the ones that I have. I'll probably do another declutter at some point, but right now I'm fine with having that number. In my makeup inventory, I also count the total number of eyeshadow pans. So that means if I have a palette with 12 eyeshadow pans, each eyeshadow would be 1, and then my single shadows would also all be 1. And this is how I keep track, since I do keep single shadows in a Z palette. This is kind of how I keep track of that. And this is the only number that has really grown. So I had 92 total eyeshadow pans. Now I have 144. And when I go back to 2016, so September 24th on 2016 was the first time I ever did a makeup inventory. I had 137 eyeshadow pans, so I do have 4 more than that now, but I had 11 eyeshadow palettes and now I have 8. And this number used to really bug me. I used to think, oh, I can't buy large palettes because of how many pans they have, and this one really got to me, and now I don't really care because I use the palettes that I use, and I do know that in all of my palettes, I don't use every single eyeshadow pan, but if I like a palette enough to keep it, it doesn't bother me how many pans are in it. I'm also less into hitting pan on things. I used to really want to see pan. I know a lot of people think that I dig into pan. There's like drama videos about me and how I dig into eyeshadows. I've never done that. I just would like to see pan, so I would use the same color over and over again until I hit pan, and I'm less concerned with that. As this number has gone up, I'm less concerned with hitting pan and more concerned with just using what I have and rotating through what I have. For eyeliner, I had 1 and now I have 2. Neither of these I purchased. The Ofra one was from Octoly and and the Kat Von D one I just got in that birthday set. I'm wearing it right now, but a very thin layer because I no longer like to wear the flick, the cat eye flick that I used to do every day with eyeliner. For mascara, I have 2 opened and I have 2 unopened, so that's a total of 4. Last time I had 2 opened and 1 unopened. This category I don't care about. I never have more than 2 mascaras open at a time, and I usually have at least 1 or 2 in my back stock so that the day I run out of mascara, I'm not stuck. I have something in my drawer that I can pull out. For lipstick, I had 7 and now I have 8. I always have between 5 and 10 lipsticks, and I've talked about this before on my channel where I will have 10 lipsticks and then I will usually like use up 2 and declutter a couple, and I'll get down to 5 and then I'll be like, oh my god, I have no options. I don't want to only use 5 lipsticks, and then it will go back up to 10. And that's been happening for the past like year and a half, and that doesn't bother me. Anywhere between 5 to 10, even a little over that I think I would be fine with. I'm not too worried about that. I have no lip glosses, and I didn't last time. For setting spray, I have the same one I had last time, and I never use it. I should probably just pan it so that it's out of my collection. For total products, this was also really interesting because I thought I would have so many more products because of the nature of which my channel has changed. But last time I had 35, and this time I have 43. So I have 43 total makeup products in my collection, palettes counting by 1 palette, not by the individual shadows in them. The last time that I did my inventory before 11 months ago, so the last time before that was August 14th of 2017, I had 50 products, so I still have less than I did then. I just have a couple more than last time, and it's only 8 more things than last time. That's my makeup inventory. I am super happy with it. Again, I don't look at this the way I used to. I used to look at this as something that really reflected who I was as a project panner and as a declutterer, and it was too much. I didn't like the way that I was obsessing over the numbers. You guys know that I talked about with my makeup addiction, the same way that I obsessed over getting makeup, I would obsess over panning and decluttering, and I have reached such a good place where I like to keep track of the numbers, I like to keep them low, but they don't super bother me the way they used to. If I were to be given a palette tomorrow that had 6 blushes in it, my first thought wouldn't be, oh my god, my makeup inventory numbers are going to go up so much, whereas a year and a half ago, that would have been the first thought in my mind, oh my gosh, what will my, at the time it was like 700 subscribers think of me that I got 6 new blushes and now my number has gone up 6. So that's it for me. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know if you do makeup inventory, what your numbers are. I would love to know, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!